Hello and welcome to BCS Leaders Voice. On this program, we bring you insights from tech industry professionals and academics on skills, education and training. Joining us today is a very versatile personality who's also very energetic and enthusiastic, a business transformation strategist, startup and scale-up coach, founder Talk the Walks, the corporate visionary leader, vice president digital transformation, ANZ and Asia, and that is for Fortude. He's also the former Chief Digital Economy Officer at the ICT Agency of Sri Lanka and Fellow and CITP member of BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT. We're very honored to have with us Mr. Anura De Alwis on BCS Leaders Voice. Good day to you. Great to have you with us on the show.
Same. Good morning.
How does it feel to be back?
It is seeing what's going on with particularly on the IT and transformation side. I'm really excited to see this region taking the lead from the other regions. So it's really exciting times despite all the other factors when you eliminate all the other factors around.
Anura, let's start with a little bit about your journey in the IT industry. I believe it has been fabulous.
Well, yes, when you look at from any person who has achieved and a leader, you see from outside, the outsiders see that final time when you look at that, it's all good. But I think there has been, Sharon, a lot of turbulences. When we started our career, there hasn't been proper degrees, particularly for software or IT. I started my career as a software person. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of getting good courses, learning the subject matter has been not easy. And of course, times that when we had, turbulences from war side in Sri Lanka was also, carrying on a bit. So it wasn't great at the start, but I think we have found our ways through different ways of learning, not just, relying on 100% on the education system, because I chose not to go to uni when I was chosen to that, because I thought I'll fast track. We probably can talk about it, BCS, how helped me. But we fast-tracked the career through different other aspects, and then it helped me to get into management and slowly into technology management, finally becoming transformation leader. So yes, it has been a very interesting journey, a lot of experiences, a lot of times failed and learned. So I think I enjoyed.
So it has been a mix from the management side and bringing in a tech balance as well.
Yes.
And a lot of candidates today look at various opportunities, especially on topics like digital transformation, especially in India, Pakistan, and also Bangladesh. These kind of countries are looking at this in a very big platform. How do you see this working, Anura, with your experience working international?
Yeah, I think it's a very valid and a timely question, Sharon. The reason being that first of all, there are three things I want to say. There's a lot of misinterpretations about digital transformation. People mix up with digitization, digitalization. They're all different things to digital transformation, because in simple words, if I say what it is, it's basically how well the organizations can leverage their current digital accessories, assets, systems, and how they can get the advantage of the best return of their investment. So it is also in one aspect, not just the software, but also entire business, from security to cloud to strategy to business strategy, customer experience, all of that embedded. So it's a very interesting topic, and particularly looking at developed countries like Australia, where I live, a lot of focus on it, because to do it right in the first place. So when you come to the Asia region, still we are in the age of IT transformation, but when you look at from perspectives of job opportunities, that's created across the world, humongous, because digital transformation needs, Sharon's, not only skills of software, but also skills of other skills like soft skills, managerial skills, business analysis skills, also security skills, cloud skills. So it's a fantastic opportunity for Asian market. And particularly the Fortude, we are doing a lot of work across the globe also. So I think I must tell the students or the candidates who are seeking the opportunities, of course this is a great area, but you have to go with the right footing mindset. Again, the BCS can pave a long way to get there, because the qualifications world recognized, the skill platforms are really good. So I think Opportunities are there, it just you have to craft yourself to match that.
Brilliant. And also, I think when you have that little balance, that sort of inculcates you to mold you to be a better person, to be a better leader.
Right.
And that's what's important, isn't it?
Definitely. So I think, Sharon, one thing to realize in my career, you asked the first question as well. You can get all the degrees and the basic qualifications, but you need to understand they sometimes do not give you to fit into the job or to the market.
Absolutely.
So what gives you that? Number one being professional qualifications. Because I myself know, I'll give you a typical personal example. When I was pursuing my PhD in Sydney long ago with University of Technology, one of the famous, most popular, top-ranking university, they asked me whether I have a degree, first class. I didn't have a first-class degree, but then I thought for a while and put forward my BCS the transcript. Immediately, UTS accepted me for the PhD. So you can understand. So that's the career on academic path. Now, when you come to because I then moved into again back to my professional path, I didn't pursue the PhD. But when you come back again, when you even in a professional career, Sharon, the professional qualification as BCS Chartered will really immensely help you. Firstly, position yourself. Secondly, learn skills that you can't learn from the degree. Thirdly, connecting with the network. Fourthly, you can exchange opinions, become a voice lead, become a leader in a particular aspect. So there are multiple opportunities and recognitions you can create through platforms like BCS, which I really enjoyed and gained the real benefit of it.
And it's all a part of making IT good for society with that blend. And that's what's important to a candidate and individual as you step into the industry. It's not just about learning and qualification and getting out there. My question now sinks into our youth, our graduate, who is very versatile, who wants to be out there, and they're more energetic than how we were. Yes. Not that I'm mentioning that I'm old, but candidates today, the youth today, are looking at a very different aspect of learning. How do you see this?
Yeah, so I think learning itself has changed. That's one of the things that you need to recognize, because I think I would rather tell the youth, learn to learn and learn to unlearn. The reason I said learn to learn is that multiple ways of learning, it is not, you're absolutely right, spot on. The times we learned, we had textbooks, sometimes a PDF version rarely. But nowadays you have adaptive learning. For example, you can pursue your curriculum, course curriculum, and you can go a subject matter that you like, and through that you connect, not navigate through the entire curriculum, not the same way you and I can learn. So learn the ways to learn. That's what I meant by that, so that you can find different ways. I mean, for example, did the Google exist time we started BCS or our career? No. But today it exists, and you can learn it's in fingertips in few seconds, all what you need, data, statistics, everything. Plus the subjects, voice, different opinions of people, professionals. So I think the learn to learn meant, what I meant was that find the best way that suits you and make it adaptive so that you can, embrace to the need of the society and the social needs and the developing transformation needs. That's one side. The second thing I said was learn to unlearn. I think it applies mostly not the current generation, the Z generations or whatever you call it, but probably the generations before. For me, I learn every day. The reason is I believe in learning, and I even learn from my children. So learn to unlearn means that some of the skills you had to make sure that's probably call it retire. Start learning a new thing, because times like this, so much of turbulences from COVID, political, socio-economic conditions, I think this is the best time you can invest time to look at, well, what is the world is asking? Do I have it? So unlearn certain things and keep your brain free, your memory free, and get new things. So I think whether students or professionals, I really would like to encourage, read things that is happening in the industry. Look at trends, the Gartners. I'm sure BCS also giving a lot of things. If you go to the website, professional website, look at things like CIO magazines. There are a lot of trends, the Foresters, and all of that. So learn those things and try to best way and fastest way of learning, and unlearn things that you don't need is my basic advice to the students and even the employable people.
As a BCS professional, a fabulous mentor, and looking at the global IT demand, what is your message to the youth?
A simple message. I think, again, I reiterate the fact your basic qualification, being undergraduate or graduate or postgraduate, all great from academic point of view. But I think you need to understand your professional recognition will come and should come through bodies like BCS. So my advice is that seek options of getting those recognitions. And not only that, the third point I want to highlight is that the way forward will not be easy as the past, because you will see when you wake up, new things have been found or innovated. So again, read, go to all those platforms where you can learn new areas, new trends, and network with people. So these are the 3 or 4 things I'd like to tell the students or the young generation who's today entering into the market.
Anura, there's another area that I'd like to discuss about this buzzword with the current prevailing situation in the country. Everybody wants to migrate, and there has been a sudden rise of completing the education which they had discontinued. Some of them suddenly want to study and get out there, and it's also because some of the giants are really looking at professional bodies, industry recognized qualifications to get into the industry. What do you think about this buzzword called migration or gaining a qualification to move overseas and work?
Right. I think I need to answer this question honestly.
Okay.
And as simple as possible. Now, so people can look at me and say, how can you answer this question? You have migrated. My simple answer is that, yes, I migrated early 2000s or late 90s, but I had returned 2 to 3 times. Every time I came, I stayed more than 4, 5 years probably, and brought a new investor to the country. So that has been my passion, because my passion has been transforming organizations, and for me, there's the geographical barriers doesn't come into play. And also I really enjoyed bringing new things always. I'm firmly and honestly saying that whenever opportunities came, my first preference was Sri Lanka, because it's a country that we all believed in. So with that opening note, the migration has been a very popular topic, particularly the recent times, and not only Sri Lanka but region. My simple advice is that I'll connect this really well to the points, but my simple message is that if you really look at the opportunities that you have in the world, most of the geographical barriers are removed due to COVID and all of that. So does it really matter where you want to work from? Question number 1. Number 2, not all of you will go through the migration path and be successful. So then you don't want to be frustrated and unhappy. So there are paths. For example, the freelancers. The freelancer community in Bangladesh, for example, about 650,000 with a $500 million money they bring to the country. So it's a significant portion of their money inflowing to the country. So the freelancer, simple message is, you may not have opportunities to migrate, but if you become a freelancer and start working with a foreign company, A, you bring foreign currency, B, your satisfaction. See that you make use your skills to bring a lot of money. And to become a freelancer, you don't have to give up a job sometime. It doesn't mean that you do 2 jobs at the same time. No, you do first job, your main job, and you can do freelancing. And many people do that. The other option is, this is the best time to look at the problems world facing. So you can become an innovator or a startup to solve that. Don't try to create problems, but try to solve the problem the globe has. So in that way also, you can make use of this time with your skills. But I must tell you, a platform like BCS, the skills you gain from that, the network that you do, particularly into those freelance and the startups communities, you'll gain a lot of access to that through networks like BCS. So again, I'm reiterating the fact that your professional qualification, chartered kind of a status will really help to become, because your individual recognition is the most important thing, freelancers and startups. So yes, migration in summary, many people see as the best option, but I would say there are other options that you can consider. Be where you are and become happy and richer.
Wow, Anura. Thank you so much, Anura. It's been a great, I've got inspired by your messages, and also it's also a message of good wishes to all of you out there who are very particular in inspiring yourself, growing as an individual, as a leader, and also making it to the industry by choosing the right qualification that helps you blend with your skills, your education, and your training. Thank you very much to Mr. Anura De Alwis, the former Chief Digital Economy Officer of ICT Agency of Sri Lanka, who is also a fellow and CITP member of BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT, and who is also the Vice President for Digital Transformation, ANZ and Asia for Fortude. Wishing you all the very best. We hope you have a pleasant stay in Sri Lanka.
Thank you so much.
And to everyone who's out there, we certainly hope you have a great day. Until we see you next time, I'm Sharon, wishing you a very pleasant evening.